Hey friends, welcome back to episode 4 of the Innkeeper Diaries. We're your hosts, Joel and Britt.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about our granola recipe. That's the one we're giving away today. Be sure to check out the show notes. We are also going to talk about Britt's former life and exciting things surrounding that. And then we're going to give away a little hospitality tip that we love. It's the 3 C's of hospitality we're going to be talking about at the end. So, sound good?
Sounds great.
Let's do it.
Let's dive in. All right, so for the first thing, we have granola. You want to talk about granola?
I would love to talk about granola. I love granola. It's so great.
Are you a granola cruncher?
Some might say.
Ooh.
I feel like granola has been the best kept secret that has been uncovered since becoming an innkeeper almost, besides cookie dough. I don't know. There's something really great about being able to provide guests in your home, guests that are in, or even your family with something just a little bit more homemade where you know exactly what's in it, and you don't have to worry about sugar content being out of control for your kids or it not being healthy. Like, it's just a really healthy alternative that also makes you look really, really cool when you can make your own homemade granola.
Yeah, it's epic.
It is. And people are like, wow, you made this yourself? And you're like, yes, I did.
And you can too.
And you can too. Exactly. Yes. So, with that being said, it's super simple. The only thing that I would recommend when it comes to granola is making sure that you are willing and able to not just let it sit in the oven. You will need to flip it maybe even a couple times before the entire cooking process has ended. Otherwise, you'll end up with like a few burnt pecans, and nobody really likes burnt pecans.
Wait, you cook granola?
Yeah.
That's how it's done?
Yeah.
I thought you just like threw granola in a bowl and went, hey, it's granola.
That's trail mix, sir.
So there's a difference between trail mix and granola.
Yes, although I have brought homemade granola as trail mix on a hike.
See?
So maybe they're both and. But no, you definitely bake granola. Fun fact.
Okay.
So the one that we're giving you today, it's very, very basic. You get to pick your add-ins. It's basically it's a maple syrup cinnamon granola, which is one of my favorites. The Meyer brand maple cinnamon granola is so good to me, and I always wanted to make it, but there's like so much sugar in that one. And so this one does not have all that.
You're like, I can do better.
I can do better. Yeah. So it's literally coconut oil and maple syrup, 3 cups of oats, and then whatever, like I do pecans and I do pumpkin seeds and almond slivers and crushed walnuts. Those are my go-to. But you can really do whatever you want. You could even add, chocolate chips after the fact. You don't bake them or else you'll have a chocolate mess on your hands. There'll
be oatmeal cookies, kind of.
Something will be wrong. Also, quick tip that I learned over the years, I did not realize that you don't put... This is probably such a amateur move, and some of you are probably listening to this going like, really? This girl, what?
Innkeeper Britt did what?
Right. I put the dried cherries in beforehand and then baked them. That was also dumb. So they just become so chewy and hard and impossible to eat. So I would leave any fruit or nut add-ins until after the rest of the mixture has been baked.
Wait, so nuts... You don't bake.
Did I say nuts?
You said fruit or nuts.
No, fruit or chocolate. Sorry.
Fruit or chocolate. Nuts.
Nuts need to bake with the oats.
Okay, good to know. But what I'm hearing is that oatmeal is kind of like choose your own adventure book.
Granola? Yeah.
That's what I meant, granola.
Yes.
What's the difference between granola and oatmeal?
Well, oatmeal is like just oats.
But granola has all sorts of stuff in it.
Yeah. A game changer for oatmeal is stick granola on top.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's like crunchy meets soggy, which is oatmeal is a texture person's nightmare, which is why I don't eat it. It's gross to me, but I will eat oatmeal if something crunchy is on top. So if you have struggled with oatmeal in the past because you're a texture person, try putting some granola on top. It's a game changer.
And granola goes well also on yogurt.
Yeah.
Throw some milk in it.
For sure. I like throwing oat milk in it, eating it like cereal.
Yeah, you could. Any milk.
Yeah.
You could put coffee creamer if you're out of milk in it.
That would be gross, but you could.
I don't know. Probably not orange juice.
The cops won't find you for that one, but I might judge you harshly.
No.
Just kidding. Awesome. Well, if you go and try the granola recipe, let me know what you think. It's a game changer, and it's really fun to be able to put that out for guests, and people are like, wow, amazing. And the great part is it stays in a mason jar on the counter for quite a few days, so you can make it ahead of time and not feel rushed when guests arrive.
Yes. And any other recipe we've said, feel free to comment or email us and let us know if you like it or not.
Yeah. Would love some feedback.
Yes. Always love the feedback.
Also, shameless plug, if you want to join us on Patreon, we have like over 20 recipes on there that are available for your use as well. So go check those out.
Okay, babe, you had a former life. Would you like to talk about it?
Sure. Yeah. I have absolutely loved the travel industry for pretty much my whole life. I grew up a military kid and traveled a lot as a kid and just fell in love with hospitality, seeing new places, learning from new cultures. It was just a gift to be able to travel so much as a kid. I mean, I've been to 46 states, and most of that has been not in the last 10 years, but before, I graduated high school. What I will say, one thing that I want to kind of share today is about our retreats, because Joel has led retreats with me now.
Indeed, I have.
Originally, I know we kind of mentioned this in our first episode about what we do. Originally, retreats were just for survivors of human trafficking that we were serving. But then we started doing what we called freedom summits all over the country, and actually all over the world. We just did a Kilimanjaro climb in October. And, Joel and I didn't. We were supposed to, but then we bought it in. Yeah. So one day, it's still on the bucket list.
Yes, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We got time. We got time.
But, so basically we were doing these mountain summits as kind of that way to kind of just get behind all of the intense, healing processes that trafficking survivors have gone through. We were basically doing hard things in support of trafficking survivors. So these trips were just for the public. And one of the places that I absolutely love more than anywhere else on earth is Banff National Park.
Yeah.
I've been 6 times now.
Banff.
Yeah. And it's awesome. It's in the Canadian Rockies in the province of Alberta.
How do you spell Banff?
Banff.
Nice.
Joel has been twice.
Indeed,
with me, which is exciting. But it's these public trips that really kind of launched me into like a side hustle of becoming a travel agent, which has been such a fun thing for me, being able to help people plan the perfect trip of their dreams, and also being an avid traveler myself just makes retreat planning so fun.
Yes. And as an innkeeper,
yes,
you're kind of like a vacation pro, because people come up to our inn, they go, "What's in our area?"
Right.
What can I do? What are the things to see? Where are the places I should go? Where to eat, kind of thing. So I feel like your whole life is kind of all wrapped around travel and vacation and exploring.
Exactly. And traveling like a local, like learning where the locals go, not always hanging out at the tourist destinations.
Because that's the worst.
It is.
Let's be real.
It's funny because the reason we're talking about this today too is because I literally just got back from Banff on Monday. I led a trip with Taylor from The Wandering Michigander.
Shameless plug.
She's awesome. Go check her stuff out. But we had 12 of us women just having a good old time. Taylor said, "I'll fill it if you plan it." And I was like, wow, I'm in heaven. Of course. I would love to do this. I know Banff like the back of my hand, and I want to be able to share that with people. And so we had an absolute blast. It was such a good trip.
I ran the inn by myself.
Yeah. How did that go?
It went. We survived.
Please share more.
I feel like this is a total side note, but, running an inn is being ready for anything to go wrong because everything will go wrong.
Yeah, what went wrong, Joel?
And let's just say that everything went wrong. AC died. We had a tree collapse, had to get cut down. I had a bunch of leaks and like pretty much all of our plumbing. Yeah, it's a good time. Trying to think of what else went wrong. And
almost ran out of food.
Oh, yeah, I ran out of food. Just things. Life happens, and you kind of have to roll with it.
Oh, our daughter got home from camp.
Oh, yeah, and she was super sick.
Yep, super sick, so you went to the emergency
While we
room
were
on
fully
Sunday.
booked. During breakfast time, Maya had a 103-degree fever, and I was like, we should probably go. So... Yeah, it's a wild time.
So I'm in Banff, just
Oh yeah,
dealing with
our sprinklers died because the tree fell on the sprinklers and it messed up some lines. And then so I'm baking, I'm irrigation guy, I'm everything. AC guy, plumber, all while you're gone. So if you want to know what it's like running an inn, it's stressful. It's also really fun. It just can be a lot all at the same time.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway.
Yeah, and Joel did a 10 out of 10 knocked out of the park job on holding down the fort while I was gone. That was such a gift. Thank you for that.
Oh, heck yeah. Thanks, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, total side note.
No, but I'm glad that you brought that up. Yeah, because, we've had this Banff trip planned since, spring of last year before we even knew that the inn existed. And then...
Yeah.
Originally it was like, well, do I go? Do I not go? And Joel was like, no, I got this. And here we are. I haven't hosted a retreat for the public since last January with you. You and I led a couples retreat to Banff. Yes. And so it had been a while. I was on like a 2 to 3 retreat a year situation for such a long time, and then nothing over the last year and a half. It felt good to get back at it. Good to get back to my roots and what I feel like I'm good at. And it was fun. But I did also want to mention this because Joel and I have some really exciting retreats coming up. And
should we drum roll?
Yeah, we should.
Let's drum roll. We are going to the Faroe Islands. Babe, tell us more.
Next Tuesday is actually my 30th birthday. So that's exciting.
Heck yeah. Happy early birthday, babe.
Thanks. Joel told me that we should go somewhere for my 30th birthday. And once upon a time, I was at Cornerstone University, and I was in their library.
Like a decade ago.
And
think about that.
Oh, my gosh. And I saw in this magazine a picture of the Faroe Islands, which are located north of Scotland and kind of sandwiched in between Norway and Iceland. So they are gorgeous. It's unlike any scenery we've ever seen. It was very cool. So we went in, end of March, early April?
Yeah.
And it was such a phenomenal trip.
It was insane.
To be honest, when we got there, you and I were not thinking about a retreat there. We were just like, I'm just glad to be here. This is awesome. This is
we
the first
needed
time.
A vacation after all the inn running and all the chaos of that. We were just like grateful to be out.
Yes. It was such a fun vacation with you.
Yeah.
But then once we got home, we started like little comments. I feel like we started dropping to each other like, well, what if we did that with like people? If we brought people to the Faroe Islands, like, I don't know. I feel like there were little comments that we kept dropping to each other. And eventually we got to the point where we were like, I feel like it'd be really fun to lead a retreat together in the Faroe Islands.
Well, the Faroe Islands are kind of like the world's best kept secret.
Yeah.
Because there's only like 50-some thousand people on there. There's not a lot of tourism. And so that means like wherever you go, there's not really any crowds.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it was led us to one of the reasons to host this retreat, because it's like, let's get there before the masses show up, because no one likes, like, I remember we went to Loch Ness and we like went on a tour and it was like, oh, this is awesome. There's like no one here. And then I literally like take one photo of the lake. I turn around and there's probably like 200 people walking in my direction. And I'm like, and we're in the off season
It was February.
Yeah, and I'm like, where did everyone come from?
Yeah.
And
Tour buses.
Yeah. But the Faroe Islands, it's like there was no one.
I didn't see a single tour bus.
Yeah.
The whole time we were there.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So we're going May 2025.
Yes.
And we're going for puffin season. So if you are a bird fan, or you've ever wanted to see puffins, you should come with us. We've got like a private shopping experience. We've got a spa day. We've got hikes. We've got
Norwegian Nordic spa.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We have farm to table dinners with local farmers. I mean, this trip itinerary is phenomenal, and we only have 9 spots left. So
Yes.
if you are interested in coming with us, we really would love to fill this by the end of July is our goal. So, yeah, we would love to have you in the Faroe Islands. Otherwise, we also have a Banff trip that is coming up in September 2025. And we also have a women's retreat here in Northern Michigan at the Inn, dates TBD.
But you could come meet us.
Yes, absolutely.
If you're listening to this and you haven't visited the Inn.
Yes, come see us, get to know us, have breakfast with us. We would love to meet you and come see you. But yeah, just really excited about this and the chance to like share about what it means to travel like a local and experience the I hate using this phrase, but like I feel like it makes the most sense, like the back door.
Yeah.
Like I know Rick Steves uses that a lot, like, you know, Europe through the back door. Like it's fine to go to, you know, Banff and just see Lake Louise and Moraine. Like, is it great? No. Are you going to miss a lot of culture and a lot of fun and a lot of beautiful things if you just stop at where the tour buses go? Yeah. And so I think that's always been our goal with any of the retreats that we've ever held. It's been, no, we're going to make this an experience worth having. Yeah. And we're going to show you something that is going to wow you.
Yeah. Because you're already there.
Yes.
Like if you are planning on going to Banff and you're going to spend all this money, why wouldn't you want to go somewhere that's maybe less populated and still see like amazing things? Right.
This last Banff trip, I had not been to Emerald Lake in British Columbia in Yoho National Park in 20 years. It was such an exciting moment for me. But yeah, we just had an absolute blast taking our group to a few lesser known places that people don't always stop at. And they get so close, but just not there. And so that is the heart behind all of our trips is you're going to get a grade A luxurious experience from 2 people who really understand the travel industry. And yeah, just excited to share that with you guys. So
yeah, it'll be awesome. Hope you can join us.
Yes, come see us. And if you have any questions about any of our upcoming retreats, feel free to DM us or email us or whatever you'd like.
You can mail us.
Mail
us a letter.
Send a puffin.
Yes, puffins.
If you find a way to send me a puffin to let me know that you have a question about the Faroe Islands, you get $400 off the trip. I'm just going to go ahead and say
Perfect. There you go. That's a challenge.
Somebody
Will
take
you
me up
accept
on
this
it.
challenge? No, but what I was saying is there's a ton of wildlife
Yes.
on the Faroe Islands and
Hairy coos.
Yes, and mountains. It's very cool. Black beaches, blue water.
You're hiking with sheep. You get to touch the Norwegian Sea.
Yeah, it's
Spa
awesome.
hotel. Our cottages are in the middle of nowhere on like the base of these mountains. 10 minute walk from a waterfall that's insane.
With grass roofs.
Yes.
Yes, it's very cool.
And wild ponies.
Guys, there's nothing like this in the world.
No, come with us. Let us show you the world.
Thank you, Aladdin.
Clearly the mom of a 12-year-old.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right. For our final segment, we have our hospitality tip, and it is the 3 C's. Britt, what are the 3 C's?
Okay. The first C is communication. The second C is convenience. And the third C is choice.
Nice.
So when it comes to communication, I feel like this kind of goes without saying, but even if you're just hosting somebody in your home, it really helps to just communicate everything that you possibly can before they arrive so that it doesn't feel like they don't know where to go, they don't know what you're doing. And I mean, obviously this will depend on who you're bringing into your home too. Like for us, or if you own like an Airbnb, or, you know, you're a bed and breakfast owner yourself and you're listening to this, like, you know, communication is key for you above and beyond.
Yeah.
Like, it's critical to have the text messages beforehand and the emails beforehand and the check-in instructions and
what's
everything.
the layout of the land?
Yes.
What am I doing? Where can I find breakfast in the morning? Where can I get the coffee? Where do you have snacks? It's like the simple things you almost have to over communicate.
Totally.
Because, you know, I think as humans, we just naturally assume that someone knows what's happening.
Right.
And it's like if you're bringing in someone, if you're an Airbnb owner or hotel or a bed and breakfast, it's like all that stuff, someone's coming in and they don't know the process. Right. They don't know where the check-in desk is. So it's really just being hospitable and loving someone by telling them where to go and what they should be doing. What's the practices of the place?
Yes. I think one of the most frequent comments we get from guests is that they enjoy all of the little touches that we leave, the little notes in the room. So like we have a little brochure in our room of like things to do locally, or we have, you know, a little note that's by the cookies that we leave in the room that says, thanks for staying with us. Like, please enjoy some chocolate chip cookies on us. Love, Joel and Britt. You know, just like little stuff. And so it's not even communication of like us making sure we see them face to face and, you know, over communicate and overwhelm them with information. It's just little things along their stay that makes them feel like they know where they're going, they know what they're doing, they know where to find what they need, and if they have any questions, they know how to get in contact with you. But I think you can also take this and apply it to your own home too for guests. I mean, even like having a little Wi-Fi sign in the room, or if you have like a little, you know, brochure from your favorite winery or whatever, or you want to stick that in your guest room in your extra bedroom or whatever for guests from out of town to come and see, you know, like,
or even the prep side of it. Like if you say you have cousins coming to town and they've never been to your city and you're like, hey, here are 10 things that we could do.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick like 3 and I'll take you to the 3?
Totally.
You know, you're communicating what the things are in your city or your village or whatever, and you're sharing about them beforehand.
Right.
So then when they show up, you're not like, oh,
what do you want to do today?
What do you want to do? I'm like,
watch TV again.
Yeah, because I've experienced that where you visit someone and they're like, what do you like? What do you like? What do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know your city.
This is your town.
I came to hang out with you.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
What can you show me about what's special about your city?
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. Yeah, which kind of I feel like leads into choice, the third one, a little bit. We don't have to go in order here. It's 3 C's, but
whoa. Our ducks are out of the row. It's a scramble.
Like making sure that your guests do have a choice. I love that idea that you had. Like, why don't you text them in advance and just see like what are some things that you're interested in? How can I tailor this experience to you? You know, I don't want to just drag you to a winery because I think it's fun. Like if you'd rather hike, then let's find a good hike. If you'd rather go to the beach, let's go to the best beach. Let's, you know, do something. But giving people choice, I think, is really important to their experience anywhere.
But not too many choices.
Yes.
Because people get overwhelmed.
True.
And then it's like, I don't know.
Not like, to stay in like the power of the 3s here, but typically I feel like that's what you and I try to do. We try to like 3 options is kind of like our max. Like,
yeah. Or even 2.
Or 2. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like we'll go to this brewery or we'll go to the other brewery.
Exactly.
There might be 10 breweries in your town, but just
pick the best 2.
Yeah.
You know your city better than anybody.
Right.
So use that to your advantage.
Exactly.
You're the tourist or the tour guide. Like you are leading a retreat in some aspects of like somebody's coming to visit and they've never been to my town. What are the first 5 things I show them? And maybe that's it.
Right.
A great, 2 great restaurants, 2 great, sights to see, and then a walk of some kind.
3 hikes.
Yeah.
10 hikes. Just kidding. Let's go.
That feels excessive.
Just kidding.
Depends on how long they're with you, I guess.
Do they like to hike?
Do they like to hike? Choice number 1.
Choice.
Hike or no hike.
Exactly.
It's always a hike with us.
Not always.
Not always. We do like a good winery or brewery every once in a while.
You like a good hike. I'm just along for the
love
ride.
a good hike. Yeah, you can't come on a retreat with Britt without hiking, so.
I was going to say.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But also not sorry.
Yeah, that's very true. We like to be outside.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
And then last C, convenience.
Ooh. Tell us more.
Convenience. I think when it comes to providing things for guests, when it comes to convenience, having things readily available for people where they don't have to ask for it makes them feel like they belong in your space, and also gives them the opportunity to kind of explore without feeling like you're necessarily like down their throat. I always appreciate the hotel or Airbnb or bed and breakfast that gives, you know, like snacks downstairs that are freebies, or drinks in a fridge for you, or, you know, here are some toiletries in your room that you might have forgotten. Like, thinking ahead comes with convenience, I feel like.
Yeah, because when you're bringing someone into your house or into your property, if you're renting it out, you're trying to make them feel like they're at home. And when you're at home, everything's convenient, right? You know where everything's at. You know if if you're hungry, or snacks are in the cabinet, or drinks are in the fridge, and you know where that stuff is. And so when you're bringing someone in, you try to make everything as easy as it would be if they were at home.
Right. Yeah. If they have to find it or fumble for it, they're not going to do it. And chances are they're not going to, I don't know, leave a good review in our case. But
yeah. Well, and also it's really just not about you.
No.
In that moment too, I think sometimes, especially when we bring in like family, and I know everyone has different family dynamics, and so sometimes, family comes to town, it can be hard. But when you're bringing someone in to your house, it's really just a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice of time and of energy and of space.
Totally.
And so you're really just trying to lift up the other person. So if you think less of yourself and think of the other person more, I think that's kind of hospitality as a whole.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about, what was the episode? Was it two? Episode 2 where we talked about hospitality?
Yeah.
Like,
I think so.
Or is it 3?
I don't remember. They're running together now.
I don't remember either. We'll have to dig through the archives to find
4
it.
episodes in. This is not a good sign.
You can tell we're innkeepers because, sometimes you forget things, and that's okay.
Absolutely. But yeah.
I think
right.
Going back to the idea of hospitality as a whole is just making people feel welcomed.
Absolutely.
And I think that's part of convenience.
And when you communicate clearly ahead of time, that first C of hospitality, convenience typically naturally follows.
Yeah.
Because people feel welcome before they even arrive, because they know what's been communicated and what to expect.
Yeah. So. And I feel like even communication and convenience lean into choice too. They're all kind of connected.
They are connected.
There are 3, but really they're 1.
Mm-hmm. They make for a great guest experience.
Yes.
Yeah. So hopefully that was helpful.
Well, thanks for sharing that, babe. I think that's really good. And, I think some good stuff to work through and think about.
For sure. Thank you for holding down the fort while I led a retreat last week.
Yeah. And
You're a gift.
And again, if you're looking to go on one of our retreats, feel free to, message us or look us up on Instagram or look at our website. We'll have more details. We'll probably throw it in the show notes. Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. No, just kidding. They'll be there.
Okay, cool. So, and let us know if you like the granola.
Yes, I would love to hear.
All right. Well, thanks for listening today, and we hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.